Dora has been an artist I have been championing since last year, not through my own findings, it was through the findings of someone else. Good friends over in a Discord server that I'm a part of have been shilling her music for quite some time. I checked it out and I was like, yes. Her EP from last year was fantastic as well. And go check out my best EPs of 2021 if you are curious as to know where her EP landed, Digital Meadow, because I don't want to spoil that and I want you to find out for yourself and see how good that EP is. And she's really an artist I have been trying to push onto as many people as I can since finding her out, because I just think she has that star potential, the quality, the TikTok explosion is inevitable with her. She has affiliations with artists such as Billie Eilish, who is massive, as we already know. And again, to shill another video that I've done very recently, only a few days ago in fact, I talked about 5 artists that I think have potential to blow up. So again, go watch that video too and see the artists that I discuss along with Dora in that video, because I think there are plenty of wonderful talents in music at the moment that just aren't getting quite as much shine as they should. But she's back again with another EP very soon after the last EP. And I gotta say, she's killed it again, man. I've become a fan of hers that is struggling to find critiques of her music, because she just keeps putting out tracks that I absolutely adore. And because it's, you know, in the form of EPs and they're succinct, you know, track lengths, when every track is good, you can't help but feel like the end product is really strong. I also love about her that she's daring, and these tracks just aren't exactly the same as the ones that we got on Digital Meadow. In a year, there's quite a bit of growth. The opening track, the chunky guitars that come through on the chorus, and her voice kind of becomes more, you know, fizzled out, and she becomes kind of buried in the mix, but you can still hear her vocals and it still sounds really cool. I just love this part. I just love the section of, you know, heavy guitars coming through on a track like this. She has this like 2000s flair to her tone and her guitar sort of melodies, and the opener to it is exactly like that. And I feel like it is a bit of a throwback to, you know, I guess maybe something like, I want to say Nelly Furtado, but I don't think I'm thinking that. Maybe like Nelly Furtado's very early stuff, you know, I'm like, it's got that kind of throwback nostalgic feel to it, but then as soon as the chorus kicks in, it just goes it's like, yeah. I love the ending of this track as well. It's a point of the track where I'm thinking, nah, this should be longer than 2.5 minutes, because it is such a great tune. And where she's like, I just think that could go on longer, honestly, but I'm happy with the track. It's a great song. I just may be thinking, you know, wouldn't have minded if it was a little bit longer, a little bit more, a cheeky bit more. The next track, Lagoon, takes a bit more of a different direction, definitely going in a bit more of a, I guess, emotional direction, you know, talking about how she's happily insane, but she's a lagoon as well, and she's too deep to be known by you. A bit of a corny line, to be honest, but she gets away with these kinds of lyrics, honestly. Not to say that she's a bad writer at all, she isn't. She's a good writer, but I think sometimes the things she says, if anyone else had said it, I'd probably be thinking, nah, that's really corny. But she gets away with it because she has really, you know, a really nice personality coming through in her songs. She comes across as really cute and just adorable as well. I mean, on Tiger Face, where she says, come and let me see a tiger face raw. Like, saying that out loud just sounds like a child said it. But Dora though, she make it slap. On Scav song as well, where she says MC squared, that's the theory of relativity. How are you relative to me? Whatever the hell that line is. Again, so corny, but goddamn, the way she's singing it in such a nice, soft tone, you can't help but just fall in love with it. It reminds me of the track Pi by Kate Bush, where she's literally just reading the numbers of pi, you know, 3 point blah 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 recurring. She's just reading it off. She makes it sound so good. Dora has that quality about her. Love the groove on this one as well. Really, really catchy groove. It reminds me of some like 90s No Doubt mixed in with a bit of that kind of like, you know, slappity bass that you get with Red Hot Chili Peppers. Just that combination just ends up birthing this track somehow. And then of course, once you kick into the chorus, it does a similar thing with It's Random, where the guitars really, you know, spring to life and it's like, again, it just sounds really fun and just really endearing as well. There's an endearing quality to Dora that I think makes me like her music as much as I do, because I think there are other artists out there that might try this kind of thing and it might just sound a bit cheesy or whatever, but I don't really feel that way with Dora. I think that's why I'm so connected to the tracks she makes. The final track is the softest track of the EP, Hill. A lovely, nice, soft tune to finish off on. Probably my least favourite out of all of them, actually, just because I think the previous four have such a, you know, specific identity to them that I don't really think there are many other artists at the moment that are making songs like this. Like I say, that she's bordering on cheesy elements at times, but she's nailing it. And I think to get that right, I think puts her in a lane of her own at the moment. I don't think many other artists are able to make tracks like this sound as good as this. And the last track, it's nice, but it sounds pretty standard, pretty, you know, general. Nothing bad about it, but it just, you know, wasn't quite as creative as the previous tracks. Yeah, that's my review, essentially. When she's getting really creative and quirky at times too, she's, you know, really not taking herself too seriously. You can tell that with the lines she comes out with. And the tracks themselves are just tunes. They're just great tunes every time. The EP was the same from last year. This EP right here is once again the same for me. I think it's about as good in terms of quality. I'm just really enjoying both. And to say that she's, you know, only out here with a couple, you know, handful of EPs really, and the quality hasn't dropped yet. Look, I'm really excited for an album. I'm very very much looking forward to seeing what kind of album she delivers when she does. Too early to say where this will land in the year-end list, of course. It's too, you know, difficult to say in March, but it's going to be one of my favorite EPs of the year, no doubt. I can say that right now. And that is it. Just play tracks like It's Random on a whim, play Tiger Face, play Scab Song, even Lagoon, you know, any of them really. You get something different each time. And they're just really good. They're really, really good. I like Dora a lot. And hopefully she manages to see more success as time goes on, because I would love to see that. Thank you for this. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already as well. Would love to see that. Thank you, as always. Thank you to my patrons as well that support me all the time. If you're interested, go click the link in the description. Have a good day and goodbye.